Hello and welcome to my channel Crafting with me, Indiana Jones. Today I have some Shabby Chic and Cottage thrift flips for you. Today I'm part of the Last Thing Thrifted collaboration with my friends Marika's Creations, Repurposed My Way, Shabby Meets Bling, Up All Night DIY, Jody at Southern Seasons, and OK at Home DIY. Check out the links for their channels and the full playlist in the description box down below. I know many of you are waiting for spring and it's right around the corner. Well, for me here in South Florida, it is very much like spring. And I thought it would be cute to change this Christmas house that I bought at Target at 90% off. So I got it for literally 99 cents. So I decided to change this from this hot pink and light pink. And yes, I realized it would have been cute for Valentine's Day, but I'm not into that hot pink color. So let's make a change and let's make it more me. And by more me, I meant let's make this more whimsical and cottagecore and really invite the springtime onto my mantle. So here I am taking apart this little house. I took apart the frame of that window because I am going to use that window again. And I'm just trying to take everything apart just to make it better. Get rid of that, all the leftovers, sand it down. And here I'm just covering the inside of that hot pink. And I'm so sorry. I know many of you are probably thinking, oh my gosh, this would have been perfect for Valentine's Day with that hot pink. It just isn't. I don't know. I love hot pink at times, sometimes in clothing, but I just saw this as something more cottagey, so that is what I'm trying to recreate here. So painting all around the roof, and now we're going to paint the walls. Now I need to replace that door. That hot pink door just doesn't do it for me. So thanks to Manny, I have my little saw here, my little table saw, and I thought it would be perfect to create my own little door. I love this. It's so adorable. And I'm also using, I don't know if you have those coffee stirrers. I have a bunch of them at work. Yes, I took a few of them from work, but it's okay. They won't be missed. And actually, those are some, I guess some, what they called toothpicks. Actually, those are toothpicks, not actually the coffee stirrers. But I did take like 3 or 4 coffee stirrers, and you'll see how I create something adorable for my little house here. Now in this little bottle, all I have is some regular white glue. I just think it's so much easier with this very refined or very thin applicator. So sorry. And here I'm going to make a wood door. So yes, I did cut out that plain wood from some scrap wood that I had, but because I had some coffee stirrers, I thought let me just add the coffee stirrers simply because it gives it more of a rustic feel, and I really like the way it turned out. I did repaint the walls just a little bit and added a little bit of chalk paint. Chalk, I guess it's called. It's just the chalk for the chalk paint, just to give it more of a stucco feel. I love the light pink color and I didn't mind that at all, but I did want it to feel not as slick or look as slick, so I did add some extra chalk to this chalk paint. Now if you don't have that, you can add cornstarch. I just happened to find some chalk for chalk painting in my stash when I was cleaning it up. It's amazing the things that you find. Now I did have some extra chalk, so I decided to really add it to, like, I'm using a little sponge brush just to add a little more texture. And as you can see, it actually looks like it's a stucco wall or a cement wall on the exterior of this house. After my door dried, I painted it with this brown woodsy like paint. I think it's burnt sienna, if I'm not mistaken, from Folk Art Paint. But now I decided to do I'll be doing a little bit of dry brushing with this light green color just to make it more woodsy and rustic. And I just love the combination of this brown with this green. So that's a little idea. So if you have something that looks a little plain and you just want to add a little something, you can always dry brush it with whatever color you'd like. And if you add too much, you can always wipe some of it off, which is what I'll do. But I actually like the way this green looks and how it'll look on that pink paint. I'm doing that for all the frames, including that big frame. And even the little window there, you'll see that I add a little bit of paint just to make it stand out from that pink stucco wall. Using my toothpicks, I created some window panes, I suppose, and I was going to add like just some clear cellophane in the back, but I thought I'd just leave it like that. And I'm adding a little lace curtains, and you'll see later I add a little rose ribbon so that it'll look like curtains inside of this house. It's like a little mouse house to me. That's what I think a little field mouse would have this as a house out in the field. A field mouse? Yes, a field mouse. Instead of a little mound, they'd have a little cottage. I guess this is what you call it, cottage core, whimsical core, whatever you want to call it now. They always change names around, but it's basically the same. I just think it's so cute. Now here I used some coffee stirrers and created a little trellis because I thought, well, one of the sides it looked very dull. So I decided to add this little trellis and thought that would be cute to add a little visual distraction and a place to put little flowers. And now we can start decorating it because that's the most fun, is decorating. So I'm using some moss. I guess sheet moss. It's not sheet moss, is it? I guess. Just for the entryway, and then I'll add different types of moss all over the house. I actually have to get more moss. I'm running out of moss, and springtime is here, so I'll have to put in an order for some moss. You know how much I love it. And as messy as moss is, it is so integral to, I guess, cottage core, whimsical core, and just anything springtime. I had this really strange moss that it's like in vines like that, and just different colored moss. It doesn't matter. So now around the window as well, I thought it was necessary to add some moss because I wanted to add some florals, and now we'll add some florals all around the house. Now I'm going to use this cocoa liner. You can find this at the Dollar Tree because I thought it looked perfect to create a thatched roof. And I've had this, I think, for a year now. I always buy this cocoa liner just in case because it's so useful. It's so cool. You can make thatched roofs, or you can make bird's nests. This is perfect way to make bird's nests fast and easy. I'm just adding it to the top of the cottage, and it looks like a little British cottage now. It looks like a little English countryside cottage. Now let's add some florals all over this house, and I just have florals in my stash in yellow and whites and blues. Just adorable. I even made a little shelf outside of the window to have like a little garden box, a little flower box outside, and it just brings everything together. A little bit of florals always helps to bring, even if they're fake florals, to bring spring to life in your home. Now I know you might not have the same exact house, and you can see there I made these little shutters. Now I'm adding some more flowers to the other side of the house, but you can find bird houses and do a very similar project as this one and create a little cottage for your spring decor this year. Now, one thing for sure I know you'll find on any thrift trip is either coffee mugs or teacups. So here I have a teacup, and I decided I wanted to create some nice little flowery, springy kind of candles at my house. So I'm using some soy wax actually because it burns so much cleaner. But instead of just using just a regular candle, I'm also going to use some of my molds to create flowers and other items that you can put at the top of your candle. If you recall, for Christmas once I did something very similar, and all I do to attach the flowers or anything else is I just heat up the bottom of the wax, and it just melds together with the wax that's already in my teacup. So here is one version with all of these lovely roses, and here is another one. Here I'm pulling out the rose, and what I did is I put it now for this I put a toothpick in the middle so I would have a hole so I can string the wick of the candle right through my rose. Now this one I didn't add any colors whatsoever, and it looks just as elegant. I think Luna really liked the scents that I used. I did use scents like bergamot and chamomile and other scents that would smell like a cup of tea, obviously. Now look at this. I created some wax Macarons for springtime. What else? How perfect. And I decided to use this little jar as my macaron holder, and that's what is going to become the candle. Now, I made a mistake. I don't know why I did this, but I just, put the candle wax all over, and the wax itself, the soy wax, is white. But next time I'm going to do something very similar with my macarons, but instead I'm going to use like clear wax. I know there's clear wax out there that I can use for my candle, but look at how cute that looks. Perfect for spring and Easter. A fast and easy way to get ready for spring is using these beautiful floral transfers. Now, these I believe I got either on Temu or on Amazon. I'm so very sorry. I can't recall because I bought them possibly for last spring. But look at this transfer. I had this little square vase. I don't know where I got it from. It showed up in my house. It was probably a floral decor that someone gave me, and it still had the foam inside. So I decided to create a springy floral decor item that I can have on my desk at work. I thought this would be perfect. So once again, using that same foam, and even though this is floral foam for actual real flowers, I'm still going to use it for my fake silk flowers. So here I'm just putting in some greenery, and this greenery is probably from I think that one's from Hobby Lobby that was on clearance last spring. And now I'm just adding some Dollar Tree florals in the same colors as the transfer that I used on my vase. And I think this is absolutely lovely and perfect, a perfect little reminder of spring for my office. Recently, I went to a garage sale or yard sale, and this little box was in the trash pile. It just said free trash, take it. And it's a beautiful wooden jewelry box. And I thought all it needs is a little bit of love and a little bit of imagination. And let's get rid of that blue color. Even though I love blue and green, I just thought let's give it a fresh start and give it a new life with a shabby chic look. This is a little cameo that I made with amazing casting resin and one of the molds that I had from Temu, believe it or not. And I just thought this would be so perfect on top of that jewelry box. Now, using some stencils that I already had in my stash, I mixed together gray and pink and white to be the bottom of that stencil. It's going to be the base color for the stencil. And now I'm going over it with some antique gold just to give it a little bit more shading and more dimension. And I just love the way it turned out. So I'm going to use the stencil all the way around the box. Now I'm stenciling the top of the box so that I can frame that little cameo even more. For me, springtime is all about shabby chic as well as cottagecore and whimsical. So this is a little bit of shabby chic to bring to your house. And again, if you like one aesthetic over the other, or if you like all three, you can display them all together. There are no rules when it comes to things that you love to make your house your own. Now I'm adding a little bit of this Harlequin stencil, and at first I thought I was going to do something else with the top of this box, and then I remembered I had some more transfers that I can use, so I'm going to use that. Now I'm just shading the edges of the box all over the entire box, just to give it again a little bit more dimension and just to make it look a little more shabby chic. Now look at this transfer. Isn't this absolutely perfect to welcome in spring? And I will welcome having another box to put away more jewelry that I've accumulated over the last year, especially brooches. I've gotten into, collecting brooches, especially the ones for Christmas, but even beyond. So I thought this would be a nice place to store all of my brooches. Now I'm going to have to come back to this project because I do want to line the inside of this beautiful jewelry box to store all of my jewelry. Last but not least, adding a little E6000 to attach that beautiful cameo to the top of my jewelry box, and there you have it. She's all done and ready. Look at this gorgeousness. My goodness, absolutely love her. The only thing is, she came with a little bit of a defect. She didn't have half of her eyelashes on that one eye. This beautiful lady was a lovely gift from one of my viewers. I can't thank you enough. If you have a store, please let it be known in the comments down below, and I'll be more than happy to add more information to my description so people can visit your store. But look at how beautiful. So all I'm doing here is I just added a tiny little bit of air dry clay, and now I'm painting it. What I did do is put a little bit of, you can't see it there, a little strip of cellophane so that I would not paint any other area except for those eyelashes. I was a nervous wreck doing this, and that's why I even covered the rest of her with that wipey. I didn't want any paint to go anywhere else. And I think, I don't know, this is the first time I've ever repaired anything, but I think I did a pretty good job. You can't see that it was broken. Now I'm adding this little bit of styrofoam, and that's almost like a mini, I want to say like a mini pool noodle that I just happen to have in my stash. Now I'm going to add some greenery, and so this would be easier for me to place all of my flowers inside, because I always like to see them during the Christmas time. Obviously it's so cute to put a Christmas tree and stuff, but for the spring I would like to add some beautiful, colorful, and well, this time not too colorful, but very romantic miniature roses and other items that I have, other flowers that I have in my stash, just to again evoke a little bit of romance and springtime, a little bit of nostalgia. So I am so very grateful for this beautiful doll head vase, and I just wanted to recreate what it might have looked like as a gift, because apparently these were very popular to give gifts to each other, to your friends, you know, for a shower gift. I can imagine this is a wonderful way to thank a friend. So here I'm just adding florals and miniature roses in very light pink, light coral and yellows, cream colored, different roses, just to bring about this beautiful decor for spring. And I absolutely love her. Now we have to give her a name, as well as her sisters that you'll probably meet later, or her friends, whatever you want to call it. But I think it really turned out well. Considering I'm a novice at fixing these things, let me know if there was a better way to fix it. What would you have done? And I can't thank my beautiful viewer so much for this beautiful, beautiful collector's piece for my collection. Thank you again to all of my co-hosts, and please check out the links to their channels and the full playlist in the description box down below. Thanks again for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, be kind, God bless each and every one of you, and remember to live the adventure, and I will see you again very soon.